Hey guys, Leslie here, and today we're back for another YouTube video. Today's a little bit more of a simpler one, but I think it's quite interesting. It's talking about Goku versus Vegeta across the entire anime. Now, this might be, like, you might think this is a little bit obvious, like, duh, Goku's always been just a little bit ahead of Vegeta, but not only has Vegeta surpassed Goku at certain points, but it's also interesting to look at, like, different, like, story parts of each character, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if you take Goku and Dragon Ball and put him up against Kid Vegeta, or, you know, Vegeta during the Namek saga versus Ginyu Goku, or Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta versus Ultra Instinct Gohan Goku, like, I think those discussions are quite more interesting, so we'll be talking about those today. For full disclosure, we'll be talking about just the canon timeline, and also just sticking to the anime. So, you know, no Dragon Ball GT heroes or anything like that, just strictly Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. So, if you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, it's free, and it lets me know you like this type of content, and let's get into it. I'll start off with like kind of a joke kind of one, but it's Baby Goku versus Baby Vegeta. This one's quite a simple one to answer. Goku is considered a low-class Saiyan, while Vegeta is considered a high-class Saiyan, and King Vegeta took great pride in the fact that his son would grow up to be the strongest and sent Broly away because Broly threatened that by being stronger than Baby Vegeta. You'd think if Baby Goku was stronger than Baby Vegeta, then, you know, he would have sent Baby Goku away as well, but you know, due to this, it is quite reasonable to assume that Vegeta as a baby is stronger than Goku as a baby. This would only ever come into play if they became Ozarus, but, you know, that's kind of a joke one. Next, I think it's pretty clear to say that every single version of Goku from original Dragon Ball is irrelevant. Every single one does not matter. Let me explain, right? You see, right at the start of Dragon Ball Z, you know, Goku fights Raditz, and Raditz is far stronger than Goku and beats the ever-living crap out of him. The only way that Goku is able to win is by teaming up with Piccolo and still dying in the process. So keep in mind that, right? You then have these Cybermen, which are all as strong as Raditz, and here comes Kid Vegeta destroying 5 of them at once. This would mean that Kid Vegeta is far stronger than any version of Goku from original Dragon Ball and early Dragon Ball Z. It's actually then a debate if Kid Vegeta could actually be on par with like Goku during the Saiyan saga when he's suppressed, as when he's suppressed he's stated to have a power of 5,000, and if you know, go by the data books to see, you know, Raditz's power level and say multiply it by 5 to get Kid Vegeta's power level, Kid Vegeta would technically be stronger than suppressed Saiyan Saga Goku level, but of course we know that Saiyan Saga Goku is more powerful than this is. His full power base state is shown to have a power over 8,000, which means that he would beat Kid Vegeta in a fight. We of course then see Kaioken times 2 Goku, which takes his power level from just over 8,000 to over 16,000. We know that it can't be like up to 9,000, for example, for Saiyan Saga Goku, since if his power level was 9,000, getting Kaioken times 2 would take it to 18,000, which is Saiyan Saga Vegeta's power level, and Saiyan Saga Vegeta is more powerful than Kaioken times 2 Goku. Therefore meaning that Saiyan Saga Goku in base, like his power level ranges between 8,000 to 9,000, but can't be that much higher than 8,000. Goku then activates Kaioken times 3 and reaches a power level of 24,000, which is a power level higher than base Vegeta's. And Kaioken times 4, which he can reach in brief bursts, reaches an even stronger level of power of 32,000. We'll soon get to like Ozaru Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga's like power level and how he scales to Goku using Kaioken, but you know, we'll get to that. After this, we then have Vegeta when he lands on Namek for the first time. He's stated to have a power level of 24,000, which is in keeping with the fact that he's able to slap around Kui, Dodori, and Zarbon, who have been stated to have power levels of 18,000, 22,000, and 23,000. This means that once Vegeta lands on Namek, he is equal in power to Kaioken times 3 Goku from the Saiyan saga. He probably would beat Kaioken times 3 Goku because, you know, the Kaioken would just eventually run out, but, you know, he would be equal in power to him. The next, like, entry here is one from a little bit further on, but I think I'll just bring it up now. The next entry on this list is kind of from further on, but I figured I'd just bring up here. When Ginyu swaps bodies with Goku, he gets a lot weaker to the point where he gets a canon power level of 23,000. This is actually like the same power level as like an untransformed Zarbon. So basically picture the Vegeta Zarbon fight, but it's Ginyu Goku replaced for Zarbon, and that's how it would go down. Right afterwards, we then have Vegeta during the Ginyu saga fight and post Zarbon Zenkai. He's stated to have a power level that approaches 30,000, and of course, Saiyan saga Kaioken times 4 Goku would be more powerful than post Zarbon Zenkai Vegeta. The next notable placement here is Goku when he first lands on Namek with a power level of 90,000, which places him far above all the other levels of power we've seen here so far. Funnily enough though, when Goku uses Kaioken times 2 in the Ginyu fight, he reaches a power level of 180,000, which is actually equal to Ozaru Vegeta during the Saiyan saga, as of course Vegeta in the Saiyan saga had a power level of 18,000, and the Ozaru transformation can multiply your power by 10, therefore meaning that their power levels would be equal. If Kaioken times 2, Ginyu fight Goku and Ozaru Saiyan Saga Vegeta fought, I would still have my money on, Ginyu Saga Goku, since not only could Goku increase his Kaioken levels, but Vegeta's also a massive target, and his tail is a weak spot, and if he gets hit, he gets weaker, so it's still pretty interesting. Next we have Vegeta post Zenkai with the Ginyus, and we don't really know much about his power other than he's able to keep up with first form Frieza, who's stated to have a power level of 530,000, therefore placing him higher than Kaioken times 2 Goku in the Ginyu saga. Interestingly enough though, if you look at a theoretical Kaioken times 20 Ginyu Saga Goku, he would actually be more powerful than Vegeta post Ginyu Saga Zenkai. And as a result, a theoretical Kaioken times 20 Ginyu Saga Goku would have a power level of around 1,800,000. This actually brings into question if he's on par with Vegeta the Zenkai during the Frieza fight. With Vegeta, fighting final form Frieza, we don't really know where his power level is. He did get a lot stronger from his original encounter with first form Frieza, and despite the fact that he's seen third form Frieza fight, he's still very confident that he could take him on. Third form Frieza doesn't really have a power level. I mean, he is far stronger than second form Frieza, who had a power level of 1 million, which means that Vegeta, during his fight with final form Frieza, would relatively be on par with Kaioken times 20 Ginyu Saga Goku. I would still wager that Vegeta this time would win, as the Kaioken would strain Goku's body so much that he would simply just lose, but it is interesting to note that they are on similar levels of power. Speaking of which, post Frieza Saga, Vegeta doesn't really have anything we know about his power other than he just kind of trained, in the pink shirt, so we just kind of have him around here too. We then have Frieza Saga base Goku, who is stated to have a power level of 3 million, and with Kaioken times 20 is able to keep up with 50% Frieza, who with a power level of 60 million. Goku then becomes a Super Saiyan and reaches a power level of 150 million. Granted, Goku could be even stronger than this, because you could argue that he got stronger throughout the fight, or that he's fatigued and that at full power he would even be much stronger, but we don't really know how much more powerful that would make him, so we have him at a power level around 150 million, which is of course far beyond anything Vegeta's done so far. When he then lands on Earth again after the 3 years of training on Yardrat, he is implied to be on par at least with future Trunks, who is capable of just one-shotting Mecha Frieza. Mecha Frieza, who is stated to have a blast 10 times the power that he had on Namek, which would reasonably then mean that Super Saiyan Goku post Yardrat would be 10 times more powerful than his Namek Saga counterpart, which would mean that in base, a theoretical Kaioken times 10 Goku from the Frieza fight would be equal to then base Goku during the Yardrat, training. This is also further backed up when you consider in the future timeline, future Trunks didn't exist and Goku had to fight Mecha Frieza and King Cold by himself, and is implied to have won. Then we have the time skip when Goku trains for the androids. We see a lot of Goku being on par with Piccolo during this. This is important because Piccolo ends up fighting and defeating several androids himself. This is also pretty impressive when you consider that androids have been stated to have an unimaginable power, from future Trunks, who just beat up Mecha Frieza. So it means that base Goku is more than likely on par with his Super Saiyan counterpart, who just finished training on Yardrat. It might be a little bit weaker, but they are relatively on par. Goku then becomes a Super Saiyan, and despite dying of a heart virus, no one really seems to notice it, and he's still able to fairly do well against Android 19. However, then Super Saiyan Vegeta then comes along, and he is shown to be more powerful than Super Saiyan Goku. Yeah, Goku, theoretically, at full capacity, might be stronger, but we don't really have a gauge for that. Super Saiyan Goku was relatively on par with Android 19. Yeah, he was beating him, but compared to Vegeta, he really was just on par with him. And while you could say that Android 19 did take damage in his fight with Goku, you have to bring into consideration that Android 19 took energy from both Vegeta and Goku, and yet Vegeta still one-shot Android 19, which implies then that Super Saiyan Vegeta is above Super Saiyan Goku at this time. The next entry here is Vegeta after training in a hyperbolic time chamber to get, Super Saiyan Grade 2. He's, of course, far beyond his previous level of strength and is capable of no-diffing semi-perfect Cell, which is pretty impressive considering Android 19 is far weaker than semi-perfect Cell, and Android 19 was previously beating up Super Saiyan Vegeta. Next, of course, we have Super Saiyan Grade 4 Goku, who is able to keep up with Perfect Cell, granted he was losing. You could make the argument that, Vegeta's final flash was able to vaporize Cell, and if he hadn't dodged it, then he would have died. However, not only did Cell get a Zenkai from Vegeta's final flash, but he also absolutely stomped him as soon as he started trying. And also, Goku already blew off the top half of Perfect Cell with a Kamehameha, so it's not really that impressive. So Super Saiyan Grade 4 Goku would be above Grade 2 Vegeta. After this, we have the filler arc in the anime when Goku goes to the afterlife. He displays very impressive feats as another character named Pikkon with weights, meaning he's not at full power, one-shots Super Perfect Cell, and Goku later goes on to fight weighted Pikkon in base, implying the base Goku is equal in power to, or bare minimum equal in power to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. And of course, he can go Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Kaioken on top of that. And Super Saiyan Kaioken he can only do when he's dead, since his body can take it then. And it's basically the equivalent of Goku going Super Saiyan 2, going by the multipliers. Going into the Buu saga, and it's kind of unclear how, the tournament arc Goku, in the other world, scales to Vegeta at this time, because we don't know how much more training he got in between the end of the tournament and the Buu saga, so just scale the Buu saga. That said, we do know that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is bare minimum on par with base Goku, as Vegeta is talking about how he's stronger than Gohan, who's fighting Deborah, who is stated to be on par with Perfect Cell in terms of power, and of course, Goku's on par with someone who could beat Super Perfect Cell, so bare minimum, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta would be on par with base Goku. Vegeta should be relatively weaker than Goku throughout most of it, as it took Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta to get a Majin amp in order to match Super Saiyan 2 Goku blow for blow, which implies that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is below Super Saiyan 2 Goku, so then Super Saiyan Goku would be above Super Saiyan Vegeta. There's actually a debate to be had though if the final explosion that Vegeta did could kill Super Saiyan 3 Goku. As we know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a 4 times increase on top of Super Saiyan 2, and he was easily able to bully around Fat Buu, while Majin Vegeta just got absolutely destroyed. And Goku even stated later he could kill Fat Buu. Meanwhile, Vegeta's final explosion was capable of easily turning Fat Buu to dust. Granted, Fat Buu came back from that, and the statement of Goku being able to kill Majin Buu could probably imply that Goku would be able to survive the attack, but I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. We then get on to Dragon Ball Super, and Vegeta, when he's enraged in his fight with Beerus, accesses some sort of rage amp on top of his already Super Saiyan 2 form, and is stated to surpass Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which therefore means obviously he would beat Super Saiyan 3 Goku if there was any more debate around that. Goku then gets his god powers and of course far surpasses Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, as he's able to do much better against Beerus than Vegeta did. Goku then absorbs this power into his base state, as it's stated several times, and after this it's a little bit vague for scaling. Whis implies that Vegeta's always behind Goku, so that would imply during the Resurrection F movie that Goku's slightly ahead of Vegeta, and probably you could make the argument that Vegeta could be slightly stronger in the Universe 6 arc, as Goku was training to stack Kaioken on top of it, meanwhile Vegeta was just training. However, there's not really much evidence for that, and of course Kaioken Goku would far surpass Vegeta. Then we get to the Goku Black arc, and when Goku Black first appears, he's capable of fighting Super Saiyan 2 Goku in just in his base form. And when, after this, he gets much stronger, and he's shown to be, above Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. And after, few filler stuff, Goku and Vegeta, go back to train. And at this point, Vegeta surpasses Goku. This happens because Goku's training solely on, perfecting the Mafuba, meanwhile Vegeta's training very intensely in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber just to get stronger. This is made apparent when Goku, who was previously on par with Goku Black, Vegeta fights that same Goku Black and absolutely bullies him around until Goku Black unlocks his Rage State and becomes even more powerful than Vegeta. Essentially meaning that towards the end of the Goku Black arc, Vegeta would be stronger than Goku. The thing is though, Goku, after breaking his limits and using Kaioken, was able of kicking, fused Zamasu in the mouth. And while only really pissed off fused Zamasu, it is still a pretty impressive feat and would probably put him on par with Vegeta at this time. We then get to the Tournament of Power, where I'm not going to talk too much about Vegeta at the start here because, you'll soon see. Essentially, Goku, of course, is slacked off in training a bit, at least that's implied, when Vegeta's kept on going. And Goku, with, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, can barely make Jiren budge. He then gets into Ultra Instinct Omen 1, which surprises all the gods of destruction, and then later on when he goes into Ultra Instinct Omen again, he fights Kefla, who is stated to surpass Goku's previous state of Omen. This implies that either Goku got stronger throughout the tournament, which is definitely possible and implied, or he just got better with Ultra Instinct, which again is definitely possible. The thing is though, Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue, the Tournament of Power, does much better against Jiren than Ultra Instinct Omen ever did. And despite seeing Ultra Instinct Omen Goku fight Kefla, Beerus is confident that Vegeta's Final Flash could do something to Jiren, which implies that bare minimum they're comparable. Jiren even says that Vegeta's blast was not half bad, something he doesn't even remotely credit Ultra Instinct Omen Goku. The next bit here is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and Kaioken times 20 Goku. They're implied to be on par with each other, which you can argue doesn't really make much sense considering we just saw, Omen Goku is weaker than Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. However, you could very easily make the argument that Goku just pushed past his limits so many times that he's just on par with Vegeta now. Which then therefore means that Ultra Instinct Omen Goku again would, when he fights Jiren again, would therefore be stronger than Vegeta, and of course Master Ultra Instinct Omen Goku fights Jiren at full power, which far surpasses anything Vegeta's done. The last discrepancy here is Goku versus Vegeta in the Broly movie, as they are implied to be on par with each other. However, you can argue that Goku is stronger since Vegeta went in with his Super Saiyan God form fighting Broly, and upon seeing this, Goku decided to fight him in base. So you could imply that Goku is stronger there, but there's not that much to go off of. You could also imply that Vegeta is just holding back. So there's arguments for and against it, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. This video did take a while to edit because, burnout and that. Thankfully, I've had videos pre-recorded so I could post it during this, so it didn't massively affect things, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.